As you know, or as you should know, PhoneBurner is all about helping you and your team connect with more people and have more quality conversations with your contacts. And one of the most important aspects of that is ensuring that your team has contacts or leads or people in general to call. And so we have lots of different ways that we can help you get contacts, leads, people into the hands of your team. And one of the things that we've been talking about, this is another video in the LeadStream training module. So of course we're talking about LeadStreams here. But one aspect to this is being able to hide how many leads or contacts are available in any particular lead stream. Also being able to add your team members to any particular lead stream. So these are a couple things that we're going to talk about on this specific training video. Again, this is just one video in a series of training videos talking about LeadStream to help you get a complete understanding of everything that you can do with LeadStream. So let's talk about the first thing that I mentioned there, hiding the number of leads available in a lead stream. So let's jump over to contacts. From our contact manager as an admin, we're going to click on the gear and we're going to go down to LeadStream. From here, we're going to see a list of all of our lead streams. I'm not going to edit any of my existing lead streams. Just know that what we talk about you could potentially do by editing an existing lead stream. I'm just going to click on Add Lead Stream, and I'm not going to create a full new lead stream. I'm just going to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and I want to talk about this last option here where there's a checkbox. It's a checkbox that you can enable for any lead stream that will hide the total number of leads that are available in a lead stream, and only on the lead section. So some lead streams, this won't make sense for you to check at all. Like for example, if you're creating a round robin lead stream and every one of your team members that you add to the lead stream has no limits, and we'll talk about limits here as well in this training. But if you're not putting any limits, then what that means is every lead, every contact in that lead stream is going to get distributed to the team. And so the total lead limit so the total number of leads in that lead stream will always be 0, because the moment you put leads in there, we start to distribute and it's 0. Where this usually gets used the most is in a blind pull lead stream. So you might have a lead stream, a blind pull lead stream where you have thousands of leads, but you don't want the team to see how many leads are in that pool. Or maybe you've only got a handful of leads and you don't want them to be discouraged from starting the lead stream, starting calling from the lead stream, because they may not see a lot of leads in there. And so they're like, oh, I'm just going to wait until more leads come into that lead stream. So really depends on how you want to handle that. But each lead stream has the option for you to hide the total number of leads. And so you can just check that and then we'll hide it. And I'll show you how that, in fact, let's talk about that now. Let's jump over to leads. And let's go to hot and fresh. No, that one shows. So this is when it, if you have it unchecked, you'll see, everybody will see how many leads are available. Honestly, most of the time, this is what I'd recommend most people do, right? So your team sees, hey, we got 174 leads. Let's get in there. Let's rock and roll, right? But you might have times where you don't want them to see how many leads, right? In this particular case, for my winbacks call number 1, I've hidden the total number of leads that are available so that when my team goes in there, they don't see a number. They just see, hey, there are leads to be called, because if this button wasn't here, there wouldn't be any leads. And since that button is here, there are leads that need to be called. And so let's get in there and let's smile and dial, right? So it really just depends on you how much visibility you want your team to have regarding the total number of leads in any given lead stream. And I'll give you a quick example. One of our customers came to us years ago, and they had lots of different lead streams in different industries. And they didn't want their agents, their reps, to see how many leads they had in each of the lead streams because they were broken down by industry. They just wanted them to know if there were leads in there or not. There was an option to begin a dial session. And so that was one of the main reasons why we created this option, is so that the team admin could control whether or not an individual user could see if and how many leads were in the pool. So now let's talk about adding team members to a lead stream. So if we think back to when I was at the beginning of this video, it shouldn't be too hard. It was only a couple minutes ago, but if we go back to our lead stream and let's click to add a new lead stream. Again, I'm not going to create a new lead stream. I'm just going to go down to the bottom. Anytime you're creating a new lead stream, after you've configured everything, then you have this option to add recipients, because we want to take you straight into getting team members added to that lead stream. But what if you need to make adjustments to those team members? Let's go ahead and cancel out of this. Any lead stream has the ability to adjust your team members that are part of that lead stream. So you'll see under the actions column for your lead streams, this little button here kind of looks like a flower. It's really 3 people, kind of 3 silhouettes of some people there. We click on that little button there, and you'll see all of the recipients, all of the people who are part of that lead stream. You'll see, have they received any leads? Do they have any daily lead limits? Do they have any total lead limits, if viable, or if it makes sense for that specific lead stream? From here, if the team member was not on it, so let's go ahead and delete or remove Cassie from this lead stream. Any of your team members that are not currently added to the lead stream will be listed here so that you can add them. And anytime you're adding somebody to a lead stream, you do have some options. And it does depend on the lead stream. And it depends on the lead stream setting. So for example, this lead stream has a receiving folder that is locked at the lead stream level, so I can't choose a receiving folder for a specific user. But I can set a total lead limit and a daily lead limit on this one. And since this is a blind/preview poll lead stream, I can also choose whether or not this person will get added as a blind or preview poll recipient. Again, blind/preview poll is the only lead stream where you can kind of mix and match different types, different ways that somebody would interact with that lead stream. And then of course you can assign a specific dialer preset to the lead stream when you're adding somebody to that lead stream. I'm going to go ahead and leave everything as is and add that recipient back, right? So that is adding somebody. So we just took a look at a blind poll. If we jump over to, let's say, a round robin, let's go into this one. This one you'll notice that, again, the receiving folder is locked, so I can't change that, but I don't have any total lead limits. I don't have the option to set a dialer preset. There's different settings based off of the type of lead stream when you're adding someone to that lead stream, because it just doesn't make sense to put a total lead limit on a round robin lead stream. Daily lead limit, yes, but we don't offer a total lead limit on this type of a lead stream. So anyway, that's how you can add team members to a lead stream. Simple. You just go in there and manage it. If you need to remove somebody, you can delete them from there. You can also pause individuals, but we covered that on another video, so I'm not going to go into depth on that. But anyway, thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. I hope this helps you and your organization get the most out of your data with PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.